Good evening. Welcome to yoga. My name is Danielle. I want to thank you for joining me for this live stream comeback yoga class. Comeback Yoga is a great nonprofit organization that meets veterans where they're at. And sometimes that means providing classes to you at home. So this is a level 2 yoga class. And for me, the only difference between the level 1 and the level 2 lies in the instruction. So you might hear more instruction in a level 1 class than you would in a level 2 class. And the intensity is about the same. If you've ever done a class with me, you know that I cue 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap to practice with. And you don't have to fret if you don't have those things. You can use what's available to you in your home. You can use couch pillows or even bed pillows to use if we're padding the joints with the blocks. If we're using the blocks for sturdiness and to bring the floor closer to you to add some height, you could use a book or a sturdy photo album. I don't even have a proper yoga strap anymore. I'm using a necktie. You can also use a belt, a beach towel, even a hand towel would work in this situation. And even though this might feel like another yoga class you've taken before in the past, comeback yoga classes are a little different because they come from a trauma-informed perspective. So once again, the difference would be the instruction, the words we use, and even simple tools that we use. For instance, before we even get started, I'd like you to start to look around at your space, get oriented to it, notice what's close to it. And then if there is something you can do to make yourself or your space even 10% more comfortable, do that now. So that could maybe mean noticing where your exit is and facing towards the exit. So maybe you have to change your mat around a little bit. Or if you feel comfortable having a phone, that's okay. You can have it right there. Just place it face down so that it doesn't distract you as we begin to practice. So having said all that, we've oriented to our space. We're going to go ahead and get started lying down in the back. And right off the bat, we're going to use those props. So take the 2 yoga props with you. And as you come to lie down on your back, you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet flat. And then the soles of the feet are going to come together when your knees fall open wide. Props are there just to support your knees and your legs if your hips or low back feel tight. If you don't need them, you don't need to use them. And then place your hands where they're comfortable. I like to bring my hands to my belly, right below my belly button for this one. Just begin to notice how you're breathing. Just notice your inhales. Notice your exhales. And if your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. Take a slow and steady inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs with air. And then an even slower and steadier exhale out of your mouth. Let it all go. Do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. And then exhale, sigh it out. From here, work on finding a rhythm to your breath that you can maintain for the rest of our class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales, and then use your exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles, the hinge of your jaw, and scan your body from head to toe. And take note of any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore. And then just be mindful of those areas as we begin to move and practice. Take one more deep breath in. Stay for that exhale, sigh it out. And then bring your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close your knees together. And place your blocks over to the side if you were using them. The knees are going to stay bent. The feet are going to go wide to the edge of your mat. And then press your knees in towards each other. So what we're doing here, we're just moving the hips in the opposite direction. You might take a moment to notice which one your low back and your hips liked better. Do you prefer when your knees are together and your feet are wide? Or do you like it better when the feet are together and the knees are wide? It's just good to have knowledge of your body when we practice yoga. Good. Now, keep the feet wide, keep the knees pressed in towards each other, and from this shape, you're going to start to move your knees back and forth like they're windshield wipers. And you want to go low and slow here. Use this movement to check in with how your low back and hips are doing this evening, because every day is different depending on what you did the day before. The next time that your knees are on the left-hand side, let them drop all the way down. And then it might feel nice to tee out your arms so you can get a stretch to the front of your chest and the front of your shoulders. And if it's okay on your neck, take your gaze away from your knees towards your right thumb. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, bring the knees through center, drop them to the right. And then maybe take the gaze towards your left thumb if it's okay on your neck. You can take one more inhale. Exhale your knees back to center. And then from here, give your knees a little squeeze. It might feel nice to sway side to side. You can draw some circles on the ceiling with your feet, but a little movement here can give your low back a nice massage. Good. And then you'll take your hands to the backs of your knees, rock and roll the length of your spine a few times. You want to get enough momentum to meet up in a seat. And as you come up to a seat, go ahead and bring your props back up with you, just in case you need those a little later. We're going to make our way to a hands and knees position from here. So go ahead, any way you'd like. Set up in hands and knees for tabletop. Tabletop is a neutral spine, so think about stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then on your next inhale, it's cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. On your exhale, it's cat. Round your spine, take your gaze down. Good, do another like that. Inhale, cow pose. And then exhale, round your spine for cat. From here, you can take these movements on your own breath rhythm. And you can feel free to stay a bit longer in one of the postures, especially if it gives your spine a nice stretch. You can also take other movements to open up. It might feel nice to circle your hips or look over your shoulders. The point is that there is no right or wrong. Just go where your body wants to go. And if you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. And you'll come on back to center from here, and we'll take a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels. Your forehead will rest down to the mat, to one of your props. Or you can do what I like to do, make a little pillow out of your forearms, rest your forehead there. Consider this pose your home base. And what that means is that this pose is available to you the whole time that we're practicing. If you become fatigued, if you lose your breath, or if I call out a posture and it's not working in your body this evening, know that you can return to child's pose to reground and to reconnect. Take one more deep breath here. Fill your lungs, the back of your heart with air. And then open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. All right, we're going to come back up to hands and knees for tabletop. And from tabletop, find our first down dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high, and press the thighs back. It might feel nice to ease into the first one with movement. Go ahead and walk your dog, sway your hips from side to side, and really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times, shake it no. Allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. So you'll end up at the back of your mat in a forward fold. You want to keep a soft bend to the knees so that your hands can either come down to the floor or hands can reach up and grab for opposite elbows. And you can do this in stillness, or you can begin to add movement by swaying side to side. Good. And then slowly come on back to center, fingertips to the mat if they're not there already. Keep that bend to your knees. Roll up to standing slowly. One vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last to come up. Nice. And then we're going to meet at the top of the mat. And we're going to start to link our breath with movement. On your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Come back to that tabletop flat back. And then exhale, fold over your legs, release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, draw a circle with your hands. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands come to shins. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, draw a straight line to your heart. 1 more round. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. So let's just add on from there. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, come up high on your toes. Shift forward to plank and pause here. Press your heels away from you. Reach the crown of your head forward. And then on your exhale, we're coming down to the floor. You can always bring the knees down first. Good. Everything comes down. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale to a baby cobra. Lift up your chest. Roll your shoulder heads back. And then exhale, come back down. Press up through hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. You're going to take an inhale here as we hold it. And stay for that exhale, side out. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, soft bend to the knees as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins, shine the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank and pause. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to a cobra pose. Press down into the tops of the feet. Like a wave, lift your chest and loop your shoulders at the top. Exhale, release. Find downward facing dog through plank or tabletop. You choose. Take an inhale here as we hold it. Stay for that exhale. Let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms up and overhead. And 1 more round. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank and pause. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra pose, offer your heart. And then exhale, find downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold it. Stay for that exhale, side out. Good. Come on down to hands and knees. Sit back onto your heels, and let's just roll the wrists out a little bit. We're going to do a couple things here from a tabletop position. It's just nice to have the wrists kind of warmed up. Shake the fingers, pull back on your opposite fingers, just anything here to get those wrists warm. And then we're going to come back to tabletop and bring the right leg long. And then the right toes are going to lift up off the floor. Now, the toes are going to point down so your hips stay neutral. Now, reach your left fingertips forward as if you're about to shake someone's hand. And then take a nice deep breath here. And on your exhale, slowly tap your fingers and your toes down to the floor. Inhale, re-extend. And then exhale, tap it down. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, fingers and toes down. One more round. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach long, and we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand and knee can come down. Do a round of your cat-cow. Let that go. Come on back to center, and now it's left leg long. Left toes lift up, toes point down so hips stay neutral. Fingertips, right fingertips reach forward. Inhale, find length by reaching through fingertips and toes. Exhale, slowly tap down. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, tap it down slow. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, reach long, and we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand and knee come down. A round of your cat-cow. Let it go. Sit back onto the heels. Shake the wrists out. Wiggle your fingers. Do what you need to do. And then we're going to come back to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we'll find downward facing dog. Hips go high, thighs press back. Inhale and reach your right leg high and back. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Look forward. Bring your right foot to your right thumb for a lunge. This is where blocks underneath your hands could help you out here. We're going to add a little pulse in this shape. So first, wiggle your right foot closer to your right thumb or your block. And then can you press your left heel away from you like you're trying to kick a wall behind your left heel? And then on your inhale, let your hips get heavy, like you have sandbags in your hips. And then on your exhale, straighten your front leg any amount, take a bow forward. Now your leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just go with your range of motion. Inhale, back, bend back into your knee, lunge. Exhale, straighten your front leg and bow. One more inhale and exhale. Good. Bend back into your knee for a lunge, and on your next inhale, reach your right arm open for a twist. Spin your chest to the right side of the mat, and then exhale, release your right hand down to the mat. Good. If you've got blocks underneath your hands, release them. Plant your hands and send the right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Go ahead and use your props if you'd like, and on any height, okay? Wiggle your left foot closer to your left block or thumb. Inhale, hips get heavy as your gaze goes forward. Exhale, straighten the front leg any amount, take a bow. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend into your front knee, lunge. Exhale, straighten the front leg and bow. Bend back into your front knee for a lunge, and on your next inhale, left arm goes open for a twist. Shine your heart to the left side of your mat. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Good. Release the blocks, plant the hands, left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. So we're going to come into a chair pose. And for chair pose, you want to have your feet hip-width distance apart. You can always bring the toes together and press the thighs in towards each other if you'd like. And you'll know instantly as you sit down into your hips if that's the right choice. Having the feet hip width gives you a little bit more space back there. So sit down into your hips like you're sitting into a chair. Reach the fingers forward and then pull your shoulders back into their sockets. From here, if it's okay, on your shoulders, align your triceps with your ears. We'll add a little pulse here. So cross your thumbs in front of you. Inhale, straighten your legs, splash up. Exhale, sweep your hands to the back of your mat and bow forward. Inhale through chair all the way up. And then exhale, sweep and bow. Good. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale through chair all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to chair and pause. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe your right leg high and back. And then on your exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. Good, it might feel nice to take movement. So you can circle your right ankle or your right knee. You can also do stillness. Let the right heel get heavy to the left side of the mat. Re-square hips, bring knee to chest, look forward. Right foot between your thumbs. Back heel drops. Inhale, the left arm is going to guide you up to a warrior two. And then on your exhale, take a moment, adjust the stance. Bring your front thigh more parallel to the floor. Let your tailbone get heavy. Reach your fingers so far away from you, it feels like your arms could grow another inch. Keep the length in the arms. Relax the shoulders down the back. Good, look forward, flip your palm on your inhale, reverse on the exhale. Arm up and overhead. Inhale, settle in. Feel a stretch from your right hip crease up to your right elbow. And then exhale, come back to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Bring your back heel in a click and start to reach forward slowly. Now, when you can't reach anymore, bottom hand down, top arm open, triangle pose. This is a great place to use a prop underneath your hand. So press down firmly into your feet and really engage the legs. Keep them strong. Gaze can be up or down, depending on how your neck is doing. Good. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, come on back, warrior two. Good. Hands to hips, straighten the front leg. Pivot all 10 toes towards the left side of the mat. Tee out your arms, take a nice deep breath in. And then on your exhale, fold forward, hinge. And you might want to place a prop underneath your hands if the backs of your legs are feeling tight. There's a soft micro bend to your knees as you shift all of your weight to the ball mounds of your feet. This is going to send your tailbone high and allow the crown of your head to be heavy so the neck is relaxed. Inhale, tense your fingertips, lift up halfway, and then bring your hands to your hips, come up to vertical, and then toes to the front of your mat, warrior two, inhale. Take a bend to the knee. Exhale, sweep down to lunge, and then step it back to plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe, left leg high and back. Exhale, bend knees, stack hips. If you want movement, take it. If you prefer stillness, find it. Re-square hips, bring knee to chest, look forward. Left foot between your thumbs, back heel drops. Inhale, the right arm guides you up, warrior two. Now I'm going to turn so you can see me. You stay where you are. Exhale, adjust the stance. Front thigh more parallel, tailbone heavy. Fingers reach away, shoulders move down your back. Look forward, inhale and reverse your warrior. Exhale, arm up and overhead. Inhale as you settle in a bit deeper, feel the stretch from your left hip crease to your left elbow. And then exhale, come back. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg, bring your back heel in a click and start to reach forward slow. When you can't reach anymore, bottom hand down, top arm open, triangle pose. So press down so firmly into your feet, it feels like you're gonna bring your front heel and your back arch together. But your feet aren't gonna move because you're on a sticky mat. Take one more inhale. Exhale back to your warrior two. Good. Hands to hips, straighten the front leg. All 10 toes point to the left side of the mat. Now I want you to shorten your stride by a footprint. Heels and toes out. You're going to sit down into your hips and rest your hands on the tops of your legs. Start to sway side to side here. Use the movement. Check in with how your hips and low back are doing. And then when you come back to center, let the tailbone get heavy as you reach the crown of your head up. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, dip your right shoulder forward, gaze to the left. Come back to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, dip the left shoulder forward, gaze to the right. Come back to center and bring your hands to your heart. Press down into the feet, splash up and straighten your legs. Your back heel drops. Toes are going to point to the front of your mat. Bend into your knee. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale, sweep it down. Left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up. And exhale your hands to your heart. This time, keep your hands towards your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum and feel your heart beat underneath your thumbs. Now press down firmly into your feet. Feel yourself get grounded. Take one more inhale, fill up with something good. On your exhale, release something that doesn't serve you. Just let it go. Good. Release your hands down by your side. And we're going to do a balance pose. We're going to take tree pose with just a little twist at the end. So bring your hands to your hips. Your feet are hip width. And just bring your right foot up off the floor. Let it hover. Get your balance. And then from here, you have options on where you want to put that foot. You could turn the right knee out. Place the right big toe down for a kickstand. You can do sole of the foot to your shin, or you can do sole of the foot to your inner leg. Palms are going to come in together, thumbs to sternum. Just work on finding balance on your standing leg. You can keep your hands grounded if that helps with the balance, or you can reach up and grow your branches. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, interlace your fingers in front of you. Bring your bent knee to your interlaced fingers and pause. And then hands come to hips. You're going to kick your right leg out to whatever degree you can straighten the leg. Maybe you look more like this, or this, or this. Hands can stay to hips, so you can extend through the fingertips as we hold this. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it down. Take a moment, shake the left leg out. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. Hands come to hips, feet are hip width. Hover the left foot, get your balance. Turn the knee out and then you decide. Toe down, foot to shin, foot to inner leg. Hands come to heart. Another tip I can give you is to press your left foot into your leg and then your leg back into your foot. It kind of locks your legs into place. Hands can stay grounded or hands can reach up and grow branches. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers in front of you. Bring bent knee to interlace fingers. Pause. Hands come to hips. You'll straighten your leg any amount. Hands can stay to hips or reach up and extend for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it down. And take a moment, shake your right leg out. Good. Now we're going to take a shoulder opener. This is where your yoga strap or whatever prop you're using might come in handy. We're going to either interlace fingers at the small of the back or take a grip on your prop with your thumbs out. So I'll show you what that looks like. Inhale, pull down in your knuckles, let your chest lift. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Good. As soon as the head drops, lift your hands up and away from the small of your back. You're going with your range of motion. You might look more like this. You might be more flexible than me. I have pretty tight shoulders. And then soft bend to the knees, crown of the head heavy, and just notice your breath. If you lost it, come back. Slow, steady inhales to fill up, full, complete exhales to let go. Good. One more inhale. Exhale. Release your fingertips of your prop down. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high in your plank or on your toes, shift forward to plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Good. Bring the tops of your feet flat. Bring your right cheek down to the mat. And then you can rest your hands by your side. And really just try to tap into the rhythm of your breath here. Try not to think about where we're going next. Now bring your forehead to center. Your hands can rest down by the hips, but the palms of your hands are going to face down towards the mat. On your next inhale, lift your forehead, chin, and chest. And then on your exhale, lift your hands and your feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. Reach your fingers and your toes back. Chest lifts up. And then exhale, come down. Left cheek to the mat. Hands rest by your side. Breathe. Bring your forehead to center. We'll interlace fingers at the small of your back, and this is where you can use your prop again. If you take the grip on it, you want your thumbs out. Good. Take an inhale, lift your forehead, chin, and chest. Exhale, lift your feet and start to pull your hands back, up and away from the low back, the lumbar spine. Exhale, release, right cheek down, hands by side. Breathe. Forehead comes to center. We're going to do one more prone back bend. You can choose the first variation with the fingers released or the second variation with the fingers interlaced. Inhale, lift your forehead, chin, and chest. Exhale, lift your feet, begin to move your hands back. Exhale, release. Make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead down on your pillow. Might feel nice to bend the knees, move the feet back and forth. Good, feet come down, slide your hands by your side. Press up to hands and knees and take a seat. Give your legs a little shake. And then you're going to move the left leg slightly off the mat. And you're going to bend your right knee so that the right sole of the foot goes to the inside of the left leg. Again, you can use your prop here. You'll loop your prop around the ball mount of your left foot. Give yourself a little slack on your prop until you're up in a nice tall position. So spine is tall, sitting bones pressed down as crown of the head reaches up. And then can you curl your left toes towards your left knee so you really get a nice engagement, not only to the back of your leg, but to your calf muscle and the arch of your foot. And this might be your work. You can stay right here, or you can start to fold over the left leg and walk your hands up your prop to deepen. If you're not using a prop, you'll catch your foot and bend forward. And once you get into the fold, let your spine round a little bit. Take a moment to notice where you're holding your stress this evening. Is it the back of your neck? Is it the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips. Okay, take one more inhale. Now on your exhale, if you did fold forward, you're going to lift up and walk your fingertips back. And then we're going to take a counter twist. Walk the fingertips to the right, left hand to right knee, right shoulder rolls open and back. Gaze can either be past your shoulder or you can align your chin with your chest if your neck feels tight or compromised. Always be mindful of your neck in a twist. We take one more inhale. Exhale through center, give your legs a little shake. And I'll turn around so you can see the other side. It'll be right leg off the mat, left knee is going to bend to the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg. Take your prop, loop it around the ball of the right foot. Give yourself enough slack to get a nice tall spine. Curl your right toes towards your right knee. You can stay right here and just work on that stretch to the back of your leg. Or you can fold forward and start to walk your hands up your prop. If you're not using the prop, you'll just catch your foot and fold. Spine rounds a little. Think of your right leg as the anchor. Gently press your right hamstring down to the floor. Let the left knee fall open best to its abilities. Okay, take one more inhale. Slowly on the exhale, if you fold it forward, lift up and walk back, and then let's take the counter twist. Walk the fingertips to the left. Right hand to left knee, left shoulder rolls open and back. Gaze where your neck feels best. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, come through center and give your legs a little shake. Good. So the good news is we're coming down to our backs from here. And we'll stay there for the rest of class. Make sure you have one of your props with you where you can reach it. And as you come all the way down, give yourself a nice good morning stretch. Reach through the fingertips and the toes, circle out the wrists, circle out the ankles. And then bring your hands down by your side and bend your knees. You're going to lift up your hips and place your prop to your low back for a supported bridge pose. You want to kind of shift around, find that sweet spot. The low back and the hips should feel supported. So bring the prop down lower than you think you need it. You want your sacrum supported as well. That's that diamond shape in the middle of your low back. If you have tension in your low back and hips, bring your feet wider to the edge of your mat. That'll give your pelvis a little space. Otherwise, feet can stay at hip width. Feel your feet press down into the floor. Feel your hips get heavy on your prop. Feel your shoulder blades spread and widen beneath you. And then the back of your head, the base of your skull, gently supported by your mat and the floor. And your only job is to breathe. You're completely supported here. What can you soften? What can you let go of? Good. Now you can stay just like this with your knees bent, your feet flat. Or you can start to bring your knees in towards your chest, and then you'll straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. Any amount too, so you might look more like this. That's okay. Let your hips get heavy on your prop, and if you feel wobbly, you can hug the prop for support. Otherwise, rest your hands where they're comfortable. And just enjoy the sense of calm it brings when you reverse your blood flow like this. This is a really good posture to do at the end of the class. It gets your mind and your body ready for our final pose, our rest pose. Good. Now float one foot down to the mat. Allow the other foot to follow. Once both feet reach the floor, lift up your hips, scoot your prop off to the side, and then you can either hug your knees into your chest or take a happy baby. So for happy baby, grab for the sides of the feet with your hands and pull your hips down in the direction of the floor. Either way, you can sway side to side, knees to chest or happy baby. Maybe in happy baby, you straighten one leg at a time, maybe both legs. There's no right or wrong. You're just taking some movement here to stretch your hips and release your low back. And then you're going to release whatever you're holding on to, your feet or your knees, and let the legs go long. We're going to set up for our rest pose. So I want you to take a moment here to shift your hair, your body, and your clothes. And you want to be as comfortable as you can in this position. So for some of us, that's legs long, but for others, it might be knees bent, feet flat. That's more forgiving on the low back. Allow your breath to be easy. You no longer have to control it. Just come back to your natural, spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body with no effort. Notice how your mat and the floor supports you. Back of the head, supported by your mat and the floor. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. And feel your heels press down into the mat. You are supported here. What can you soften? What can you let go of? If you have more time to devote to this pose, your rest pose, I recommend another 5 to 10 minutes here. But if you're ready to be guided out, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Sway your head from side to side. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Roll over to your left or your right side. Pause there for a breath. And then use the strength of your top arm to press up to a seat. As you come up to seated, bring the palms of your hands together, press your thumbs into your sternum, and feel your heart beat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for joining me for yoga this evening, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care.